everyone, welcome back to Trees and Turtles. My name's Imogen, and in today's video I am sharing how to be constantly unbothered. If you're not already subscribed, make sure to do that, give this video a thumbs up, follow me on Instagram, and let's get started. Okay, so step number one, you want to be constantly unbothered. Basically, you want to learn how to stop giving a fuck. You need to sort out the basics. So go through this checklist. Do you have physical security? So this might look like a secure job, a place to live, a decent standard of living. Emotional security, people who love you, enough socialising, enough alone time, a positive relationship with yourself. Psychological security, this might look like positive mental health, or are you working to mitigate any mental health issues that you may have in order to gain peace of mind. Decent physical health, I think we all know what this looks like, but you know, you're taking care of yourself, you're sleeping well, okay, you're doing a decent amount of exercise. Decent physical health, right? You'll know if you don't have it. Some form of joy in your life, for example, a hobby, like something you do just for fun, something that makes you excited to get up in the morning, alright? And a mission in life, so a purpose, clearly defined goals and objectives, which you're making progress towards, okay? So if you want to be unbothered, you've got to sort out the basics. Those are the basics. Number two, if you have all of these things, you are doing well in life. Caring about other stuff is optional, okay? So once you've got that checklist down, you don't need to worry about anything. Like, you are doing fine, okay? And I think that's something that's often, you know, in our overachieving, hyper-productive culture, it's often overlooked that if you've checked off that checklist, you are actually doing really, really well, because a lot of people who are seen as conventionally successful don't have all of those things. And I would argue that all of those things on the list are the basics that any individual needs in order to feel content with themselves and their lives. Okay, so yeah, obviously, you've got a mission in life, you've got ambitions, but you've sorted out the basics. And if you sorted out the basics, you should be proud of yourself, okay? Right, number three, choose what to care about. So if social media or the news is a big trigger for you or is constantly bothering you, then just unfollow and unsubscribe, okay? Create barriers between yourself and the stuff that bothers you. You want to be unbothered? Stop indulging in your triggers, okay? Number four, if the thing bothering you is other people, ask why that is, okay? So are they doing it intentionally? Are they annoying you on purpose? Honestly, like, this is usually not the case. Sometimes, yes, it is the case, but usually it is not the case. Other people bother us, I found, in three scenarios. Number one, we don't like them and we have to be around them. That's a you problem. They're more successful and we're jealous. Or they're intimidating or in some way mean. So in two of those scenarios, they haven't done anything wrong, you just feel uncomfortable because of your own issues. In the third one, you know, some people are mean, okay? Some people are mean and they go out of their way to be mean, and that is not on you, that is on them, okay? But most of the time, people are generally decent and people are not thinking about you that often, okay? So in any of these cases, you need to either limit contact with these people or person, or have a conversation about the relationship to find a dynamic which works better for both of you. Sometimes you can go straight to the source. For example, kids annoy me, so I've decided not to have any. Also, accept that there will always be someone who is better than you at something. Cristiano Ronaldo will always beat Einstein at football, probably. That doesn't mean that Einstein was a loser, right? It just means that he's not as good at football as one of the world's most famous footballers, okay? So in the same way, each of us have our own strengths, and it's impossible to be the best at everything, okay? You can be pretty good at most things, but a world-class expert in everything isn't going to happen. There's literally millions of things on the planet that you could be an expert in, and you do not have the amount of time in your life that would be needed to become an expert in everything. Every celebrity has something they're known for, and it's usually what they're good at. My next tip is, honestly, just to meditate. I have meditated in the sort of conventional sense, you know, through looking at 5-minute meditation, closing my eyes and breathing in and out. And I've also meditated through journaling. That's like self-reflection for me, and I find it very meditative, very therapeutic. So meditate, seriously, it has helped me give so many fewer fucks about everything. Genuinely, meditate, reflect. Sometimes, you are not going to like this point, but it is the last point, and I have saved it to this point for a reason. Sometimes the only way to be unbothered is to go through enough bad stuff that almost every adverse situation makes you go, meh, I've seen worse, okay? So this is part of the reason I'm so unbothered. Like, I've been through a lot of shit. I'm also very calm in a crisis because I've usually seen worse. And I know that sounds super depressing, and you're probably sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, how could you say that? Because you wouldn't want someone to actively seek something out to go through in order to become unbothered. And I'm not saying that you should seek out trauma or negative experiences in order to like desensitize yourself to being bothered about things. I am not saying that. Please do not take that away from this video, because that is not what I mean. What I mean is if you've been through bad things, you can kind of use it as a source of inner calm, inner peace. Like, you've dealt with some terrible stuff, okay? But that means you're strong. So that effort and those experiences weren't wasted. So if that is the reason that you're sometimes unbothered or you're seeking to be unbothered, then there's a little insight for you. I mean, overall that sounds depressing, but past a certain point the only way to go is up, and that's super reassuring. Like, I have been in some very dark situations, and I realised in several of the situations, like, this cannot possibly get any worse. And that actually gave me a lot of peace, because once I realised that, I was like, well, things can only get better from here. So that is how to be constantly unbothered and stop giving a fuck. If you're not already subscribed, make sure to do that. Give this video a thumbs up, follow me on Instagram, and I will see you guys later. Okay, bye!